Hey guys, Metal Driver here, bringing you another WWE Elite review. Today I'll be looking at Series 81, The Rock. Looking at the sides of the box, you see an image of The Rock on both sides. The back of the box features an image of The Rock, a brief bio, career highlights, a description of this figure, and the rest of the figures that are in this wave. Bio includes from Miami, Florida, weight 260 pounds, and height 6 feet 5 inches. Career highlights include WWE Champion, Intercontinental Champion, and World Tag Team Champion. The description states, at the Friday night SmackDown debut, the Great One and the Man, Becky Lynch, anointed King Corbin as a true, super tough dude. Alright, now that we have looked at the box, let's go ahead and open this figure up and take a closer look at The Rock. Alright, and here's The Rock out of the packaging. But first, let's take a look at the accessories that he comes with. So he comes with a pair of interchangeable fisted hands, a SmackDown microphone, and a soft goods tank top. For most of the review, I will leave the tank top off so we can look at the body of the figure. Then at the end, I'll go ahead and place this on the figure so you can see how that looks. Alright, then taking a look at the head sculpt. Now this head scan is pretty good. We have seen this before. However, it does look much better now that it's utilizing the TrueFX digital printing. So it gives it a more realistic look. The paint came out pretty well on the figure. The teeth look good, the lips look good. You can even see that there's some slight stubble above the lip. The eyes look good for the most part. There is some extra white on his eyelid over here, but that's pretty minor. The eyebrows look good. So overall, good sculpt work. It does look like an aged Rock, so really accurate to how he currently looks. Then taking a look at the body. So first I'm going to look at the tattoos, which we have seen the tattoos here on the left side before, since he's had this for quite some time, several years actually. So the tattoos look good. It's painted really well. The line work looks good. Doesn't seem to be any fuzziness or any mispaint. Same thing on the chest here. Then it does reach over to the back of the shoulder. So overall, really good looking. Does seem to be some extra paint here on the neck. Looks like that can be scratched off, so that's not a big deal. And then looking at his right arm, so this is featuring the new bull tattoo that he has. So I forgot what the backstory was of this. I don't know if this is a updated version of his Brahma bull. I would assume so, since it is a bull. So that looks really good. Paint came out really well. Does look accurate to his new tattoo. I am gonna miss the old Brahma bull tattoo, but the new one does look well painted. Now, I did want to mention that I'm not happy with the body that they chose, the upper body at least, and the arms. See, this is a body that Mattel has used for Attitude Era Rock, which is pretty accurate. Rock has always been pretty big and bulky, however modern Rock is really jacked, and so they've actually used a more jacked up and ripped body in the past for modern Rock. However, they went with the Attitude Era body, which is inaccurate to this version of the Rock, and his arms just don't look as big as they should be. So that is really disappointing. So I don't think that this body or the arms are accurate to how he should look. Then looking at the lower body, so he has these track pants, these athletic pants, but they're painted, which is actually a nice touch. It would be nice to get this for Attitude Era Rock, because in 98 and 99 he did wear these athletic pants a lot. So that would be cool. The lines are painted really well, so it's got some crisp line work, no fuzzy paint, no missing paint, so that looks really good. Same thing here on the side of the hip. Then looking to the other side, this one looks pretty good as well. There does seem to be some black seeping through, so it could have used an extra coat of paint. The line work on this side looks good for the most part. There is this black line here, so it's not exactly perfect like the other leg, but it's still pretty decent. Then the rest of the pants are just painted in a solid black. Then looking at the shoes, he's wearing athletic shoes, which looks pretty decent. There's some sloppy paint right there by the white. You can see some black showing. Same thing with this part here at the tip. Then looking at the white part here, there's a little bit of black showing, and then this side looks a little better. So overall, the paint work is really good on this figure. The head sculpt is good. I'm not a fan of this torso though, so that is really disappointing. Alright, then going over the articulation. So the head is on a ball joint, which allows him to look a decent amount up. Can look slightly down. His head can turn side to side, and it can tilt. Shoulders have a hinge which allow it to go that high up. Can rotate all the way around. There's a bicep swivel, single jointed elbow, swivel and hinge at the wrist. Ab crunch allows him to go that far forward and that far back, so that's some pretty good range. He has a waist swivel, ball joints at the hips which allow him to go that far out, that high up. There's a thigh cut, double jointed knees, which have good range. There's a cut at the top of the shoe. The ankle has a hinge, which allows it to go that high up, that far down, and he does have some really good ankle pivot. Alright, and here's the new Elite 81 Rock next to the Elite SmackDown Collector's Edition Rock and the recently released Ultimate Edition Rock. And as you can see, the new Rock figure is shorter than the other two Rock figures. Unfortunately, I do not have another modern Rock to compare it with, but from my experience, all the Rock figures have been pretty much at the same height, so this is really the first one that I am seeing that is noticeably shorter. Alright, so what are my final thoughts on the new Elite 81 Rock figure? I'm gonna be honest, I'm a bit disappointed with this figure. I don't like the torso that they used. It's not as muscular or jacked as it should be. The arms look a bit thin, especially for this version of the Rock. And the biggest disappointment is that he's actually shorter than the other Rock figures. So I think the legs that they used on this figure is not as long as the other Elite Rock figures, or even the Ultimate Edition Rock. So for me, this is really a disappointment. I think Mattel kind of dropped the ball on this figure. And honestly, the only thing that's going for it is the fact that this is the only Elite Rock with the new Brahma Bull tattoo. So unless you're the biggest Rock fan and you need every version of the Rock, and you need to have this because he has his new tattoo, then that's really the only reason why I can recommend this figure. Other than that, if you're pretty satisfied with all your other Rock figures or you don't really care about his new tattoo, then this is really an easy pass. So if you like this review, go ahead and hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe so you can see more WWE Elite reviews. Follow me on social media so you can keep up to date with all my wrestling figure photography. Stay tuned till the end to see pictures of this figure in action, and I'll see you next time.